Hello, YouTube. Hello, we are live today, mastering music with Matthew. And we have a very special guest today and a panel of special guests. And I have to make my Zoom looks a little prettier here because this stupid bar is not supposed to stay there. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so today on Mastering Music with Matthew, we're going to be discussing copyright. Ooh. And very specifically, we're going to be discussing public domain. So, in just a minute or two, I have special guest Marina down below me is going to be giving her presentation and telling you about what happened. She has a YouTube channel called The Piano Keys. She gives piano tutorials for classical music. This is a very talented, patient, nurturing, compassionate teacher who has love for the classics, and she's going to tell you her story. Joining me also, I have Jennifer Valaquette. Jennifer is the music teacher who plays saxophone and flute. She joins me on the channel all the time on the sound and weekly for Mastering Music with Matthew. A side note for any of my Elite Bata fans who watch the Elite Bata Weekly Friday series on Guitar Tricks, we're doing this in place today. This special copyright. And so we'll resume the Guitar Tricks live stream next Friday. And finally, last but not least, we have Evelyn. Evelyn Holland, musician, singer, and guitarist. And she's going to be joining us here, telling us what she thinks from a more rock perspective. All right. All right. Everybody, I'm so excited to offer you Marina. Please tell your story.
Hi, Matthew. I love your tone. It's like one of those wrestling matches. I feel like we should have all worn our wrestling outfits with like hair and stuff. I feel really underdressed now. But okay, so on my channel, I do a lot of classical music tutorials, but I also do pop, because I'm a professional musician, so I do a whole bunch of things. And when I have pop music videos, like something from, I don't know, nothing's coming to mind right now, but anything pop music. Like recently I did Once Upon a December, right, from the movie Anastasia. So when I have songs like that I use, I always get a copyright notice, and I'm fine with that because, there's somebody or more than one somebody that created that piece of music and they deserve to get compensated. Right. There's a little bit of noise. Are you hearing it?
Yeah. It's the same noise I was hearing before when I was talking about it in pregame.
Or something. But anyway, so when I get those copyright notices, I'm totally cool. Like, I'm a musician, I get it. Now, when I post something that has been written more than 200 years ago, and I get a copyright notice, usually what happens is that the AI is recognizing my performance as somebody else's performance. So the performances, and I'm not a copyright lawyer, but you can't use somebody else's performance without compensating them. Fine, no problem. But these are all my performances. Like, it's me literally playing the piano and you can see me on the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
So usually if I get a notice on one of those, I dispute it. And within a few days, it comes back cleared because I didn't use anybody else's recording. Mm-hmm. So like a month and a half ago, I made a video talking about a mistake that most people make when they teach themselves how to play Moonlight Sonata. And it's a rhythm mistake. Totally easy to clear up, but first you have to be aware of it, right? Mm-hmm. So what better way to show you... Hey, this is Dean Snyder. What better way to show you how to play it than to actually play it?
It's you, Eve. Can you mute your microphone for me, please, while she's talking?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that. Would you please continue?
That's okay. So I played part of Moonlight Sonata on this recording and immediately got a copyright notice, like even before it went live, right? This is a new thing that YouTube is doing. They scan your video before you publish it to find anything that can be claimed by somebody else. So I got a copyright notice and I was like, it's fine, no problem. This has happened before. I disputed it. Weeks go by. almost 4 weeks go by, and I get an email saying like there has been a resolution, and I don't even look at it because I'm thinking, yeah, of course there was a resolution. It's Moonlight Sonata.
Mm-hmm.
The day after, I log on to my YouTube studio. Oops. Uh-oh, I need to plug in my computer pretty soon. So I thought I had
Okay.
enough battery. So anyway, so I log into my studio and the copyright notice is still there. So all of a sudden my spider senses are up, like something's wrong here. So I go through and it says that my appeal has, or not my appeal, my whatever, my the thing that I did was rejected.
The dispute.
The dispute. Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Matthew. I know how to speak, but not always.
It's okay.
So the dispute was rejected. So I'm like, how do you reject a Moonlight Sonata copyright dispute? This is like a bizarro world, right? So I investigate further. It turns out that we think it's called Moonlight Sonata, but some artist thinks that they wrote it and it's called Wicca Moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
So on my video, I showed basically what was available to me. None of the options available spoke to my issue, right? So I could get rid of that clip, like I could cut it out. Can't do that because that's basically what the video's about. I could mute it. Okay, then how am I going to demonstrate if it's muted? Or I could, if I go ahead and accept monetization, I'm basically acknowledging that this is a cover of somebody else's copyrighted work. And to my sense of justice, that's not okay.
No.
And I just know that if Beethoven were alive today, of everything I know about him, he would have called BS on that in a second, and he would not stand for it. So I don't want to like make myself bigger than I am, but I was like, no, Beethoven deserves representation. It's not even about the money of monetization, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that the entities, which were a bunch of like string of letters, turns out they're some kind of like rights organizations or whatever. So they can put advertisements on my video of me playing a public domain piece, and they can get money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And this like set me off because I'm sure you've had the experience of having something really bad happen with a corporation and you try to call and talk to a human being and you can't. So it's basically like you against the monster that cannot be named or seen, right? So my sense of justice and like just my like frustration about the state of the world today took over. I was walking and I came home like, no, I'm gonna make a video about this because I think I'm probably leaving YouTube. And I just want to tell my subscribers, the ones that watch like all my videos and comment, why I might not be posting anymore, right? So this video went viral because it was shared on Reddit and it ended up on the front page of Reddit. Eventually I was contacted by I contacted a copyright lawyer and I had a chat with him and he told me, yeah, you can take it to court, but basically after 30 days, you don't really have much of a chance of, following through. And it had been almost 30 days. So, which was kind of suspicious to me. And not only that, it doesn't prevent this from happening again and again. And then I read the Reddit comments and the comments on my video. My video at this point has like 150,000 views or something like that. And it's only been up for like 10 days. So people really resonated with this issue. And it has happened to so many people. And disputing one and taking it to court, if I should choose to do that, doesn't really change the problem itself. So basically a waste of time. And then YouTube contacted me. A few people from YouTube contacted me, and then I had a half-hour meeting with them on Zoom, kind of like this. And they explained my options, and they told me that the copyright notice had been removed from my video. And they also showed me how to contact a human being at YouTube. So I made a final video showing people that, so that if somebody else is having this issue, they can try this avenue first. And basically that's the story.
So to recap, you make a video that's demonstrating Moonlight Sonata. It gets multiple copyright claims from all these letter organizations. You say, hey, this ain't right. And YouTube says, yeah, it is. And then you have to go a step further. And so there was a copyright strike involved. Am I right? You didn't say that term.
not a strike. So
Okay, good.
but if you pursue this
Hmm.
and it's decided against you, I'm glad you brought that up, Matthew.
You're risking a strike.
You're risking a strike. Yeah, and 3 strikes, you are out. Your channel is taken down. It has happened to people with millions of subscribers. So it's not like YouTube cares. It's just it's almost like there's no people involved in this. Like the AIs are playing with our lives.
Yeah.
I've
It's
had this
riveting.
happen with several Instagram videos I've done of vocal covers, and even with me just fooling around on my acoustic on Instagram on a cover. Yeah, I don't have that many subscribers, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I've got some copyright claims on videos, and like you were saying, Marina, if you're covering a song, of course, a copyright claim on that's fine because that artist deserves to get some royalties from it. And if they're really one of the generous ones and they offer to share it with you, that's great, But like, they don't even have to, If they take the money, that's fine. Where I have a big issue is, first of all, the main thing we're talking about is the public domain ownership. And it's like, for a company to do Moonlight Sonata and have it be triggered by an instructional tutorial, I mean, this is absolutely intentional. Every single note had to be programmed, probably by MIDI, so that the AI will be able to pick out the ones and zeros, identify it as this Moonlight whatever, Wicca Moonlight, and then do copyright claims. And the companies that are doing it are probably thinking, well, most people, aren't going to care, or they won't notice, or they're not going to be monetized anyway. So, but I mean, like, the thing that gets me is that this is not an accident. It could not possibly have been an accident because somebody had to program that exact copyright. Otherwise, it wouldn't have triggered. And it's not like you were just, you know what I mean? It's like you were also stopping and teaching and explaining and.
Yeah, I did forget to mention one thing. The YouTube people that I spoke with, I'm a musician, like I'm not a technical person, but as I understand it, there are reference recordings that are close enough. Like Moonlight Sonata pretty much sounds like Moonlight Sonata, no matter who plays it, it's slight variations. So there are reference recordings that are in the system that get matched up. I'm not sure that it's gone in and programmed MIDI. I don't know, maybe it could be, but it's a reference recording. And so YouTube said that this Wicca Moonlight is no longer considered a good reference recording. It's been taken, I don't remember the exact verbiage, it's on my second video, but it's been taken out of circulation as a reference recording. So technically or theoretically, it cannot be matched up again to any other recording of Moonlight Sonata.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's yeah, I just find that very strange considering it's like, yeah, it's like a reference. So I'm honestly kind of baffled as to why that was triggered.
What do you think, Jen? Being a classical musician.
Yeah, I think I honestly think these bots are just uber annoying because it's like, why Moonlight Sonata is so old too. It's like there's so many different variations of it all over the place. And for it to
Yeah.
trigger that one particular thing, like, and same with what Eve said earlier, me too, on Instagram I've been putting some covers up for saxophone and it's been getting taken. I'm like, what the heck? And also, like, even TikTok, I've noticed certain videos, like you'll put something up and they'll take the sound off, and it's like, your TikTok, you have sounds for everything. Why like they're bots doing it? But for something like Moonlight Sonata, I mean, come on, people. That's almost like, and like you said, Matthew, it's like intentional, because why would they do that particular one? That's crazy. Like, and also, since you're teaching, Marina, during that, like it's like, it's so ridiculous.
It's broken up.
Huh?
Even I was gonna say is, yeah, it's broken up. So
Mhm.
they must be really, the bots, the AI must be really anal about
Yeah.
what they perceive as a copyright infringement.
Mhm.
these days with certain artists, and Beethoven being obviously a huge influence on many different types of music in this day and age.
Yeah, it's just the thing that gets me the most about it is, the copyright. And I mean, I've said this before, but because of Mickey Mouse, nothing will ever become public domain ever again. If it's not public domain, it never will be ever because of Mickey Mouse. Because every time Mickey Mouse nears expiration, they just extend it. It started out when Walt Disney dies. Oh, no, he's dead. Oh my God, he died so young. Okay, we'll give him 25 years. Oh, no, we'll give him 50 years. Oh, now we're giving him 100 years. It's like, what the hell? And so that literally means, like nothing. The Beatles will never be public domain. Never, ever. Because of these corporations. And then they have to go so far as to freaking start eating our classics that are before that? I mean, the greed is it's just unfathomable to me. It makes me want to cry because I love music so much. And yeah, you can't like pay Beethoven, but you can at least pay him the respect.
I mean, it's like something that I want to point out. John Williams, for example, love his music, love the composer. My marching band tried getting the copyright. They were willing to pay for it. I don't want to say the name of the band or anything, but they were willing to pay for it. And he said no. He said you cannot march on field with my music. And we've done it before because he gave us permission before. And he said no, you cannot. Nobody's allowed to. So my director said, so you're telling me that you're going to allow, obviously, these high school bands are doing it without copyright. So we're trying to do it the right way. And you're saying no. And basically his answer was no. I was very disappointed because I was like, don't you want your music honored? Like, hello? Like, and I love John Williams. No offense if he listens to this. I love him. I love his music. But that was just a very disappointing, gesture from him.
Was it John Williams himself who said no, or the people representing John
no.
Williams?
As far as I know, the story is my band director said it was John Williams. So maybe it was a little both, but I'm pretty sure I'll go back in our DMs because he DM'd me it. But like, I'm pretty sure he said it was John Williams. But
Well,
Brilliant composer.
Yeah.
Going back to YouTube policy, one of the things about YouTube is that with the copyright, YouTube is basically trying to like play as hands off as possible. They're like, we don't really want to deal with this. And so, one little creator, we don't care if they have 100 subscribers or 100 million subscribers. One little creator, they don't matter. This big giant company, well, they matter. And so we're just going to make the creators ask for forgiveness rather than permission, right? And that's really the way that these bots are approaching it. Now, thank you, Marina, for finding out how to get an actual human. And so I'll make sure that we put cards to your video series in this for everybody so they can see, And I mean, you made it to the front page of Reddit, right? That's pretty cool. You're just telling, what's up. And, a lot of people responded. So I think it's really cool that you got it resolved, and we're also able to share with people how to get a human on the other end, because that's not easy if you don't know how to do it.
Yeah. I'm curious because I actually messaged Instagram one time and I said, you guys are even getting the song names wrong. And I said, this is not the song that you say it is. And I said, is there anyone I can talk to? And of course, no answer, So
Yeah.
it's like,
they're just kind of like F off.
Basically, they're like, we don't care.
Sometimes I feel like, okay, so YouTube started out really cool, right? It was like people sharing from their homes things that they were doing. And then other people around the world were watching. And it was kind of a really interesting community, right? Do you remember when videos had to be like shorter than 10 minutes? And
I do.
They would be split up into parts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that because it was just like regular people talking to one another across the miles. And then at some point it became a money-making machine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So recently I was involved in a project, and I happened to meet somebody who owns a company that makes YouTube videos for 10 different channels. So it's no longer, and they have like a team of people working around the clock, literally 12-hour days, turning out content, just turning out content. And we know that there are 500 hours of video uploaded every day or every hour or something like that, every minute.
Wow.
It's something crazy, right? So it's become like this monster where you have to have, and this is on all social media, you have to have like strategies. You have to have a team. You have to have a company. You have to know SEO. It's not just like, hey, I do this cool thing and people who are interested can find it. It's not that. It hasn't been for years and years. So in my mind, I'm just wondering, like, where does it end? Where do we stop? When do we stop uploading so much content? Like, I myself am kind of like a YouTube junkie, you know. I watch lectures, I read, you know, audiobooks, things like that. I just really love, I don't even have a TV, but you know, like for example, I like the philosopher Alan Watts, and there's hours and hours of content of him just speaking. I would have never encountered that if it weren't for YouTube. So YouTube is like this like two-headed monster, right? One is like amazing, the other one's like will kill you or whatever.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm just wondering, like, what's the future? In a way, I wish I could travel forward about 10 years and look at what's going on with our world, you know?
I mean, yeah, me too. And I think with the last year, things have changed even more drastically, and because a lot of people have been inside or just at home, so there's a lot of content that's been created. So I'm sure that you know, they're thinking of new way that these corporations are thinking of new ways to put take the reins or you know, minimize other like individuals' contributions.
Yeah, and to answer your question, I quickly looked in our DMs, and he did say it was John Williams that actually turned it down himself. So
wow, that's crazy. It's crazy that he would even have the time to look at something so small and then reject it with no reason. That's
yeah. I'm guessing maybe his publishers or somebody went to him about it or something. I don't know, but I don't know.
For YouTube, one of the reasons why the copyright policy is so wildly different across the spectrum is because each copyright holder slash copyright organization, right? Like if a company owns the rights, right? Each one gets to make their own policy because YouTube's taken this completely hands off, right? Ask for forgiveness approach. So then the companies basically get to just make whatever claims they want. Like on one live stream I did a long time ago, I was looking through all the claims. Okay, yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. Then what the heck is that? You know, like there was one song that got two different copyright claims, and like the second claim was like some like song in another language, is like in like Chinese alphabet or something, and it's like, you know, I mean, did you guys know whenever a video gets to 1 million views now, any video, it gets re-scrutinized for copyright, and as little as 3 notes can get you a copyright claim once you have 1 million views on a video.
Jeez.
As little as 3 notes. And this has happened to Alip Bata. That's how I know about it. Because, you know, I've done all these reactions to Alip, and all the Alipers, he's got 4.4 million subscribers. They're all commenting in the comments and telling me his whole life story. And it's great because I'm finding out all this stuff. This guy had 9 different videos over 1 million views taken down for copyright. And so now, if you want to watch them, you have to like go to like these pirate other sites that like he had to like slip them the video for them to upload so that the art itself could survive.
That's insane.
Yeah, I wonder if there's gonna be an alternative to YouTube coming up in the next few years, because there's definitely a sort of a monopoly of sorts happening with YouTube in terms of like at least their amount of content and their control over the content.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I just don't like that they have these bots doing it now because it's really they're so picky about everything. It's like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is
no, I
the
know.
bots, like, they could just make a claim.
Yeah.
It could be totally bogus and fraudulent. It could be something just made up. And then you have to prove that the claim is wrong.
Mhm.
It should be the other way around. I mean, like, the whole innocent until proven guilty, that doesn't
Mhm.
really exist anymore in America.
Nope.
I mean, at least at least you might have a chance of it if your skin is this color, maybe. I don't want to turn it into a whole different racial debate here or anything, but it's just the damn truth. And so in that same way, YouTube videos, like, they make you ask for forgiveness rather than permission, right? So like, I've been dealing with this. My dad wants me to do a cover of Gato Barbieri's version of Europa on tenor saxophone. Carlos Santana tune. And so I
Yeah.
found a background track that I really want to use on YouTube. And I messaged them on the comments. It's like, hey, do you mind if I do a cover with your track? And I waited like a month and I never heard back from them. So what do? Do I just do it and just use their track and just credit them for it? You know what I mean? I'm not sure exactly what the proper thing to do is at this point because I reached out to them and asked them for permission and then they didn't respond. So, like, are they going to, like, come after me if I use it? And, like, if they tried to claim the money from it, well, I'll give it to them. Just don't block me. I just want to put this video up for my dad. Hey, Dad, here's the song that you wanted me to play for you. Love you. Happy Father's Day. That's it.
Well, some might say, okay, so then make your own music, create your own music, and ha, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
it has happened, and I say this in my, I think, second video on the series, that a person who made his own music and uploaded it and allowed other people to use it copyright free. Some other company came in and said, oh no, you can't use that music, even though it's yours. And then the people who use it in their videos, they can't use it either. Like, how does that even work? The problem is also that this is not a US centric thing. We are now global, right? So
Mhm.
many of these companies are based in Vietnam, China. So we don't play by the same rules, basically. So even if you make your own music, you're not safe. And as far as monopoly, it is a monopoly. People are saying, oh no, there's other options. But there really aren't because of the reach of YouTube. And then these big companies, they just seem to like buy up any little company that seems like it could be a competitor. So at this point, I don't know
Yeah.
how there could be other avenues. Everything is getting
Yeah.
more and more centralized because of the technology that's involved, the amount of money. It's just not something that someone can build on a platform. This is talking about Google.
I
Not
agree.
only that, there's many other distractions other than YouTube that are filling as a people our time today.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. So, I think that we pretty much all agree, that, we need to respect creators of today and we also need to respect creators of yesterday. And I really think that copyright should expire. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
because of Mickey and Goofy and Donald and Daffy and whatever these damn Disney characters. Seriously, I mean, like, why shouldn't Elvis songs become public domain at some point? I mean, the guy's been dead for 50 years almost.
Mhm.
I mean, crying out loud,
1967. Yep.
you
Yep.
know.
Agreed. Yeah. It's
But
crazy.
but at this rate, even if we did get that, some company would just, make a reference file with the same melody and claim it with a slightly different name, and then you'd have to prove them to be the criminal. When the whole thing is just backwards. It's so backwards. And, like I said, if they take the money, I'm getting to expect that. I just don't want to be blocked. I don't want to be taken down. You know,
You
like,
shouldn't get to expect that though, because without money, we don't have power, we don't have a voice. And as artists, I'm
true.
really tired of working for free. People saying, oh, you have fun. Your job is so much fun. Why don't you do this for exposure? Please, enough is
Well, I
enough.
mean, if I'm dealing with
The
copyrighted material, I expect
bullcrap.
that. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because my channel is mostly copyrighted stuff. My channel's reaction videos to copyrighted stuff. I do covers of copyrighted stuff, and I also do originals and also do lessons. But like, as far as a percentage, 80% of what I'm doing at least is copyrighted material. So I expect the money to go out on that. I'm
Yeah.
doing that as an advertisement for my channel. But that other 20%,
Yeah.
that's sacred to me. And if you touch that, even remotely close to touch it, oh man, you're going to get on my bad side quick.
Yeah.
So
The-
tonight I'm releasing my latest video, which is basically a bunch of pop songs and pop rock songs that were based on classical pieces
Cool.
that were pretty big hits. And only one that I was able to identify of all of them actually gave credit to the original composer as songwriting credit. So I don't think that this is new in terms of like people stealing other.
And she froze.
Oh, I thought it was my internet again.
No, it was
Okay.
Marina.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's all good. Well, we're running low on time. We got 6 minutes and 44 seconds. She said her power was going low. You're back.
Back.
You cut out, Marina.
Did I? Uh-oh, it says my internet connection is unstable. I don't know why.
Yeah,
That's
I thought
okay.
it was me. I thought it was me because my internet actually cut out today. So
We got
Oh, no.
6 minutes, so we'll just finish up here.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Marina. Finish up for me.
I don't know what part of that you heard, but
Do you guys remember where it cut out? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I got distracted when it cut out.
just start again.
okay, that's okay. So basically, my point is that musicians have borrowed from each other as well as from themselves. And within the music industry lately, it's all about money, money, money. And it just feels like we're all working to feed into this machine.
We're being left behind,
Mhm.
in a sense, and I mean, at the same time, with like I said before, with the last year, we've all been a lot of us have been leveled with a few exceptions, to just because shows aren't a thing, and or I mean, they're starting to be a thing again, small shows, but so it's like it's weird to start at the ground level again.
Right on.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Jennifer?
Yeah, I agree. I'll never forget this one time. I was doing a gig and it was kind of I don't even think I was getting paid. I think it was like a charity type thing or something. And this lady comes up to me and goes, "Hey, do you have the copyrights to play these songs?" I was just like, "I'm not even getting paid." It was so crazy. It's just like so even not online. It's like people just.
Oh, if you look at the inside of like, for example, a Hal Leonard instruction book that comes like a CD with accompaniment tracks for whatever. If you read the fine print, it actually includes public performance as excluded. It actually
Yeah.
says it right on there, and you're like, even for free? Yeah, public. If it's public, it's forbidden.
So crazy. And I ended up showing her actually because musicnotes.com, you pay them for the copyrights also. And they actually have something on their music that says this person has permission to play this song in public. So that was pretty cool. So I ended up showing her that. I'm like, see, like
Well, venues are supposed to have their own, subscriptions to the performing arts organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So you, as a performer, shouldn't have to get a release for everything that you play. You're playing at a venue that's already been taken care of. They pay for it.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yep, but see, as
This
the
is-
economy transforms, they're sending the
Yeah.
costs down the line, right? Like I did a video where I was talking about the touring industry and how the touring companies always paid for the touring insurance for the artists, but now they're like, okay, well after COVID, if you want to go back on tour, now you have to foot that cost. What?
Yeah.
That was part of
Tens
the
of-
whole thing. Was that why would I even sign up with you as my touring company if you're not going to cover my insurance for the what? I'll just do it my damn self and keep all the money. What am I paying you for?
For
You
real.
know?
Especially for a solo artist. I mean, if you have to foot that bill by yourself, it's easier with a band because you got multiple people contributing. But yeah, no, I couldn't even imagine doing something like that by myself.
Right on. All right, guys. Well, Zoom is running out of time here. So I got to do a nice, big, fabulous ending here. So we're going to go ahead and tie this up with a nice little bow. I really want to thank you guys for being here with me today. Thank you to everybody who's been watching. Please make sure you mash that like button and share this out so that way people can see it. And let's give a lot of exposure to Marina from the Piano Keys here. Go over, her link's already in the description. Go over to her channel and subscribe. Help the good fight, right? Classical music rocks and we love it. And so we want to support. Also, more classical music. Jennifer Valaquette. Go over to Jennifer Valaquette, Jennifer's music page, and subscribe, and you can listen to some of her performances. And of course, Evelyn Holland also. I keep going the wrong way. Evelyn Holland, musician, singer, and guitarist. Been on the sound. We're doing live reactions next week, Monday, at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'm in Los Angeles time. And then we've got Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you guys want to check out some live reactions, and then Thursday, I've got my weekly gig. You guys can check me out. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do this next week. I haven't even looked at it yet because I got to look at the set I just recorded yesterday. It was awesome. I did ukulele and tenor saxophone. Check me out 10 a.m. Pacific time. Also, you guys, you know I'm not making that much money on YouTube. We were just talking about all this. So go to patreon.com/Matthew's Music Lesson Studio. Sign up to support the channel. Also, investigate. These guys have Patreons. You can support them as well. Please and thank you. And you can go to Matthew'sMusicLessonsStudio.com for your music lessons. If you want piano lessons, go to thepianokeys.com. I don't do piano lessons. I do guitar and voice and all that stuff. So you can check us out for your music lessons. If you go to my page, you get to record the lessons. So that means you get to keep them on your computer forever and review them forever for free, and that's just cool like that. So everybody, thank you for watching Mastering Music with Matthew. Thank you, Marina. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Eve. And that's basically it. I'll see you all next time on Mastering Music with Matthew. Keep rocking and keep